Hello, who have we got here this evening? Who do we have here this evening? Someone say hello. Hello, Michael, how's it going? How's it going? I'm not sure if I've seen you here before on the stream. Are you new to my streams? Recently I've had so many new subscribers coming in. Yeah, every stream I do, I'm literally getting new people commenting on my streams. I'm beginning to lose track of who I've spoken to in the past and who I've not. So yeah, if you were new to my live streams, just chat about how things are going. Really, been using your videos to go Amstrad, and yeah, I think actually I recall someone earlier on today possibly leave a comment in one of the Amstrad videos, possibly, or it could have been yesterday. So yeah, was that the game base or the CPC CD? Yeah, Amstrad is not something I cover too often. I've done a couple of emulators a long time ago. In fact, Amstrad was a couple of the first emulator guides I did when I started the channel. It was Caprice 32, and the other one was Caprice and you know what? I can't think. But yeah, every now and again I will release some Amstrad related, but it's not popular enough on the channel. Obviously, as a YouTuber, you want things to get as widespread as possible. So yeah, I followed the Amstrad scene. Obviously, homebrew games are pretty spectacular nowadays. Big CPC Amiga fan. Well, if you like Amiga, then you're certainly in the right place. I've covered Amiga stuff just over and over again. If you actually take a look at my particular playlist, which is micro emulation setups, you'll find a hell of a lot of Amiga stuff in there. Even for Raspberry Pi too. There's a lot, and also Commodore 64 fan, a big Commodore 64 fan. So yeah, that's what I was brought up with in terms of Amstrad. I remember kids back in the day owning one. Mainly it's a 464. I've owned a couple of Amstrads in the past, but to be honest, I I like the look of them. The 6128 is a beautiful looking system. And if you're in the UK and you watch Horse and Horses, there's actually a scene where Rodney in Only Horse and Horses is using an Amstrad CPC 6128 and he's programming something for his college course and Del Boy comes along. He presses a button, he clears his entire screen of all his code. Pretty funny stuff. So yeah, in terms of Amiga and Commodore stuff in general, I've done a load of stuff to the point where I pretty much um, ran out of systems to cover for Commodore stuff. I tell you what, I will recommend you um, ADF files. Forget ADF; they are a total pain in the ass. Trouble with the ADF files is that obviously they're Amiga disk files. They're uh, images of discs and they take forever to load. and a lot of the time they're bad copies. The way forward is WHD loads. Let me just point you in the right direction of as an Amiga fan, which I would recommend. Bear with me. Uh, it's a program called Amiga Game Selector. Is this the one? I've covered, yeah, this is a Raspberry Pi version. Bear with me. I can't find them. But yeah, there's a particular system known as Amiga Game Selector, and yeah, superb. But like I said, in the playlists, and yeah, if you're new to emulation, don't be looking for ADF games because, like I say, they are a pain in the ass. Look for WHD loads. Um, what WHD loads does, instead of asking for disk swaps every couple of seconds, WHD load files are kind of all compressed into one, and it just means I auto loads those disks for you, so you don't need to be doing that. Uh, so yeah, WHD load without a doubt. Let me. Another system which is very good for Amiga is a system called FSUAE. Obviously, you've got WinUAE, which to a lot of people is very complex. And yeah, it's very complex because Amiga computers, which WinUAE emulates everything, every Amiga computer. It's got a lot of technical settings, and that's where people can get confused with WinUAE. So we got FSUAE. FSUAE is a fork of WinUAE, but FSUAE it's kind of like a nice interface. It's like a GUI, as it were, a graphical user interface, much more user friendly. So personally, I would recommend you checking out this. I've done several setup guides with FSUA, such as Workbench install using that system. Uh, Here you go. Check this one out, see what you think. So yeah, this is FSUA. I've just posted that in the chat section. Very good, very good system. So who else have we got here? We got three viewers. I went live last night and it was pretty busy. And as some of you might be aware, I'm in the UK obviously, and it's hard sometimes to judge when's going to be the sweet spot for American audience and British audience or even European audience to be around at the same time. Amiga Live, funny enough, I have. I actually did a video on that. Amiga Live here. Yeah, I did this one a while back. Like I say, in terms of Amiga and C64, there isn't much I haven't covered. So, yeah, if you're fairly new to the channel, normally I upload two or three videos a day, but today's been pretty busy. And oh, you're in Scotland. No, not too far away from me. I'm in North Yorkshire, so actually only a few hours away from Edinburgh when I went up there last year, which was really nice. So yeah, if you're new to my streams or my channel in general, you'll know that I upload around two or three times a day. Today, it's been very busy day to day. I don't know where the time's gone. So randomly, I uploaded a Games Workshop video, which, well, was pretty random for my channel. So yeah, been pretty busy at the moment, and obviously you've got the neighbours. If anyone's here, who knows about this ongoing battle we got, or the community has got with these scummy neighbours we got. I've just been issued another threat. I think this was threat number 300. Um, he announced to the world something very bad about me. Let me just say very specifically, he announced this very disgusting thing that I am apparently but he doesn't know my name. But he found this out about me on the internet. But Of course, if you use the internet for something, you need to be specific, i.e., use somebody's name to find out things about them. This moron, he hasn't got a clue. So if you're new to that, yeah, we got smackhead, druggy neighbours, and they've got community protection orders against the community. Yet they're still giving people hell with their dogs barking. So it'll be it'll be sorted out. Here he is now. He's outside, actually out there calling me stuff. So this is one of the neighbour. Dude, you're on live stream. Do you want to tell my audience what type of person you are? Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, sorry about that. So that's just another threat issued by our neighbour, and like I say, he's got community protection orders. He's calling us paedophiles at the moment. Yet he doesn't know our names. The truth is, people, that this bloke, he's a drug dealer. He brings people around and he sells drugs to them. And his dog barks 24 hours a day. People don't want him here. And smashed our window, or rather, one of his customers smashed our window the other day. So if you did hear someone shout just a second ago, that's who it was. And unfortunately, we live a couple of doors away from this, and that's the dogs going again. Really, really awfully, the neighbours are subjected in this little community we live in with two of his dogs. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but he doesn't seem to look after his dogs very well. They're constantly attacking each other, left out on the balcony for hours on end whilst he goes out drug dealer. Just sick of it, man. So, anyways, normal pattern with this bloke. Michael, I'll be okay. Like I said, he threatens me all the time. There isn't anyone in this little community we live, which is a nice, peaceful area, believe it or not. There isn't anyone around this local area who he hasn't threatened. He likes kicking bins over and he likes issuing threats. And yeah, people are very sick of it, like really sick of him. And yeah, we people met up a little while ago to complain about him. He's got community orders on him and no one wants him here. He literally drove downstairs of his flat out, literally downstairs from where this bloke lives. This really nice family. They specifically chose this area because of the beach nearby, and he's literally drove them out. And I think that's so sad. And we're trying our best as a community to get rid of him, and people are watching. But yeah, if anyone likes anything funny to watch, like someone pretending they're all fired up ready for a fight, then you got to check this bloke out. He tends to do star jumps in the car park. So he's kind of like psyching himself up for a fight, and it's pretty laughable because, like I said, he looks a little bit like Mr. Motivator on drugs. But yeah, having said that, like I said, it's a lovely area, and unfortunately for us, this idiot moved in a week um, after we did. But you can tell what community this is. It's quiet, and he's been told by a lot of professionals, including social services, the lot to keep it down. But no, he still threats. And he announced to the world a while back that he's been in prison, and I think he said that because I might be frightened of him or something. But it's like, no, man, you can go to prison for all sorts of reasons. Doesn't mean you're no macho man. And in fact, at that point, I got so pissed off him, I actually created a short on my channel, and I got the song Macho Man by the Village People playing whilst he's out in the car park doing all this. I watch your comedy videos. You know what, Michael? Those are really old videos. You alright, Rasp? I've been watching your vids lately, getting teknoparrot working. You know what? Um, can't pronounce your username, the Goth the Crow. Remind me of Vic Reeves. Been watching your videos so that you get teknoparrot working. Okay, that's cool. Just don't ask me which games you got to pay for because I really don't know. The problem is with teknoparrot is that every few months, I believe, those games what you'd had to pay to play, they become free. So it's almost like a cycle when teknoparrot start using new games. Um, Other games you was had to pay for previously are then free to play. So yeah, Rasp, you just joined the stream. I was saying earlier, I've been so busy today. Last night, I don't remember if you were here last night, to be honest. It was a little bit busy. But yeah, I tried. Um, uh, okay, I had an issue with the supermodel free directional working, but the buttons only worked. I tell you what, Crow, I'm going to call you Crow, and bear with me. For supermodel free, I actually did a very good video a little while back where everything's pre-configured for you. This is the one. So, Crow, and I'm going to post that in the chat just there. So, if anyone else is configuring Sega Model 3 Supermodel emulator, the video just there I've sent the link for is superb. Just follow the guide and it literally pre-configures everything for you and it just makes life a lot easier with that guide. The original person who did that, he's actually a YouTuber who I praised in that video. It's a Warped Polygon. Looking at Game Boy MU on a cards pute I bought Wednesday. I'm not sure what that is, Rasp. Looking at Game Boy MU. Do you mean the Game Boy emulator cards pute I bought? No, I'm not sure what you mean, Rasp. I'm really sorry to say, not sure what you mean by that. Anyways, what I'm going to do is just going to post my PayPal into the chat just there. If anyone wants to donate, support the channel, please, please, please do me a favor and send the donations. I'm always grateful, and you always get a message back from me saying thanks. Oh, ESP32 mini computer. You know what? ESP32. It sounds a lot like a emulator I covered a long time ago. ESP32. I'm pretty sure it was for the enterprise computer, Enterprise 64, and the actual emulator was called ESP32. I'm sure it was. So yeah, I got a big liking, loving for microcomputers of the 80s, and lots of weirdness going on with some of those really trippy games and programs. So yeah, in the early days of my channel, I did a lot of setup guides for long forgotten about computers such as the Sam Coupe Dragon 32, which was a Welsh computer which flopped. Okay, the Crow. So the problem is with Supermodel is that what you're doing there, you don't need to do that with the guide I've just sent you. Literally, the video I just posted, it will do that for you automatically. You won't need to do the CMD menu thing. Even plays Doom. Does it do the ray tracing mod though? And yeah, if you're not aware, I uploaded a little video the other day to show how to set up ray tracing on the original 1993 Doom game for PC. If you've not watched the ray tracing video yet, I did literally a couple of days ago. Seriously, that's so impressive, like really impressive. Yeah, so the Crow, I've actually covered Supermodel a couple of times. It's all in my playlists. We got one here, which is Supermodel Assistant Emulator Setup, which was a good one. And then literally a day or two later, 2 days later, I came across the pre-configured mod, and that's the link I sent you. Like I said, it seriously takes a lot of headache out of setting up controllers. So yeah, for those who's just joined, literally the only video I've actually posted today was randomly Tide, which is a Games Workshop game. Um, in the early days of my channel, I was doing a lot of models, and in fact, on my cap, it's models with games. So I thought, yeah, let's just do it. That's our lovely neighbour's dog. Everyone can hear. So if anybody here doesn't particularly like chavs very much, there's a real idiot living a couple of doors down. By all means, I'll tell you what his address is, and you can come down and knock him out for me. That's get rid of a headache. Proper weirdo he is. He actually listens to people's conversations and butts in and stuff. Absolute weirdo. And yeah, just very, very irritating. If any of you's not sure what a chav is it's quite an old term actually from the early 2000s to describe someone from a council estate. Not that I agree with that, because not everyone from a council estate is bad, technically. That's where I'm from. But stereotypically, your typical council estate people are hooligans, troublemakers, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, good way to describe someone. The chav outfit of the early 2000s. This man goes around on stolen bicycles sprayed pink. For God's sake. He might be a sub. No, he's no sub. I don't think this bloke understands technology, let alone subscribing to somebody's channel. Rasp, honestly, I've had people on my streams in the past say, go careful. This bloke, as confirmed by the police, he's been done around 12, probably more than that, 12 times this year alone, according to an officer a little while back, for petty things. He's pretty much a petty theft. He's a drug dealer and a petty thief. That's all he is. He issues threats. Uh, like I said, literally at this point, I've honestly lost count how many times this idiot has threatened me. But I'm not alone. I'm not alone. He's even threatened the lovely couple next door. Uh, yeah, he's pretty much threatened everyone around here. But please, 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 just make him go away. Just make him go away and take that bloody dog with him. But yeah, he got his community protection order a little while back, and right now he's actually breaking that order. The community protection order, literally, should be telling him anything that disturbs the community is an offence. So right now, as of now, if you can hear that barking, he's literally breaking that order, and he didn't give a damn. And this is why the community wants him out, because, like I say, it's a lovely community, really nice, one of the nicest places I've ever lived. And this scumbag moved in about a week after we did, and just like, oh, just go away, go away. Just- So I think the most intriguing thing I've heard him come out with lately was actually tonight. He seems to call me a paedophile, and let me just tell you all, right? He doesn't know my name. I know his name. His name's Lawrence, but he doesn't like people hearing his real name because, no, I'm not going to go any further with that name. But he doesn't know my name, yet he calls me a paedophile, which is a very typical teenage thing. This man, this gentleman, well, I'm not going to say gentleman, this idiot, is in his probably 30s, mid 30s, and he's here talking to me like he's a teenager, and it's worrying. You know what? You can talk about law protection and criminals. Yeah, it's true. People can get away with murder. In fact, when this idiot's customer smashed our window a little while back, the police didn't do anything. And then it wasn't until I called the police back and I insisted on them doing something, and they did it. The local council got in touch, and it's a community. The community all got together, minus a couple of people, and yeah, they pretty much put community protection order on him. He's just a lunatic. He's been caught climbing up people's roofs and stuff. He's just vile. No one wants him here. He truly is the lowest of the low. But yeah, having said that, talking about law protection, I was actually shocked the other day. Last night I was watching YouTube. I didn't type in anything. I was just flicking through watching videos, and Manchester stabbing came up, and I looked at it, and there's a man in Manchester just walking past police officers who's investigating this car crash. This random bloke just comes down and starts stabbing the police officers. It's like, what's the world coming to? So, yeah, going back to what Ras just said, used to live in next to someone like that. To be honest, it's a first for me. Wherever you live, there's always going to be someone you don't particularly see eye to eye with, but that's the way it is. But when I say this bloke is extreme, he's extreme, and oh, you know what? Last night's stream, I didn't mention it, but tonight, like I said, issued another threat. Been called a paedophile. My missus has been called a paedophile. He doesn't know our names to find out if we are or not paedophiles. He's just an absolute fucking moron. Excuse my French. I mean, not that I agree with drug dealing or anything, but this bloke is so slow. He literally invites customers around to his house, and in turn they go to smash our windows, and it turned out the kid who smashed our window was a known crackhead, and he actually dobbed in this idiot. That's oh. So, anyways, I'm gonna go outside for a cigarette, and I better be a bit quieter out here because I got a bit more respect for the neighbours. you know, Rasp, I get trolls on my channel from time to time. I had one, in fact, yesterday. He was digging at me. He said, I don't know anything about retro computing. Well, you know, what I did do was just remove this comments. But when you live with these people, you live next door to them, and they're doing this, and no, man, just want them out. Oh, no. Hey, dude, I'm using one of your tutorials now. Which one are you using, Mr. Anthem? I've done so many different setup guides and tutorials over time. No, it's the same person actually. We're trying, like I said, his community to get him evicted. He's got orders on him, that type of thing, and his landlords now knows what he's up to and stuff like that. So it's really a matter of time. I personally want him out. Like I said, if you listen to streams in the past, he quite literally prevents me from making videos. Uh, it's happened several times, even in the daytime, which is acceptable. You know, if you've got a dog, they bark in the daytime. Sometimes in the evening, people want to settle down. Sometimes in the evening, I want to record videos myself and edit, and it's impossible. Hello, Iran. Well, we got some nice new people in here tonight. So, anyways, yeah, the reason I'm streaming tonight is because I've not uploaded anything today, and I like to do something substantial every day if I can. Okay, very helpful. I'm trying to get that Outrun 2 pack. It looks amazing. It is, Mr. Anton, it's truly amazing. Well, you've seen the video yourself, and the video I uploaded actually does it no justice. It looks a lot better than that if you get it set up on your own PC. It absolute gorgeous looking game. So literally, yeah, that's all I want to do really is just explain why I've not uploaded anything, and it's good to hear from new people just here. Normally I do it for an hour, live streaming that is, but to be honest with you, I've had such a busy day today. I'm gonna head off into bed in a minute, but quite likely, yeah, you know what, Rasp, I do try. I love talking about Commodore stuff, absolutely, but to an extent, you know, a lot of people they like arcade games, console games, and to me, I see it how it is. You know, Commodore 64, it's got a very niche audience. It's not as mainstream as say Nintendo NES 8-bit. So I love talking about it, but you know, it's not to everyone's cup of tea, which I understand. Yes, the Outrun setup come with a so the way to do this, Outrun 2006, it's what's known as abandonware. In fact, I'll show you right now where you can get it. There's a website called I think it's My Abandonware. Yeah, this is the one. You can literally download the game just here. Like I say, it's abandonware. No one, to my knowledge, no one owns it, and that's why it's on this website. So what I did with the video, if you go to the download section, there's two versions here, or several actually. The one I use in my video is the ISO version. Just download that one. It's only just over a gig. Just download the ISO version of it and follow my guides from there. I've put the links in the description for the GitHub links for the tweaks and also the texture packs because I've actually done two videos now for Outrun. So the popularity of the initial Outrun I did for the tweaks was mind blowing. You know, every now and again I'll upload a video, and you know some do mediocre. In others, they like, whoa, this is getting a lot of views. Literally, I posted the Outrun tweaks video 4 days ago, and as of now, that video has reached 3.8k views, and it's brought me in 38 subscribers. So I thought to myself, obviously people's enjoying this, so I went on to do another Outrun video, which is what I uploaded yesterday, uh, the texture pack tutorial, which someone requested. Um, so if you want to add textures to it, I recommend watching the initial video, which is Make Outrun Coast to Coast look incredible. After you watch that one, go on to watch the one I did yesterday, which is the texture packs. Nice one, Rascas. Nice to hear from you. Hope you're doing well, and I'll chat to you soon. You know what, Michael? I'm not as old as what a lot of Commodore 64 fans are. I mean, I had mine originally Christmas 1992. No, it was Christmas 1991. So I had mine literally as the consoles was beginning to dominate the market. But I think a lot of my C64, I even published games at one point with my own label around 12, 13 years ago. And I'm such a Commodore fan. I've literally got a Commodore 64 t-shirt on right now. I was just about to say I've actually got a Commodore logo tattoo on my arm. I love Commodore. And what really upsets me with retro gaming is that people consider themselves as retro gamers, but all they seem to have knowledge about is Nintendo or Sega, and it's like, come on, who doesn't know about those systems? And that's why I try to be very broad on my channel. I try to cover everything because retro gaming is much more than Nintendo and Sega. To me, retro gaming is anything from the late 70s, from the, say, in Britain at least, the ZX80 onwards. Um, Now, apparently, legend has it retro gaming is considered retro gaming once it becomes 15 years old. I'm not sure who came up with that, but that seems to be the thing. But in terms of retro gaming, my preference is definitely micros, hence Spectrum, Amstrad to an extent, Commodore 64, the Commodore Plus 4. I love all those quirky 80s British computers, the Auric, Tangerine Auric, Dragon 32. I love the look about them, the feel about them, the mechanical keyboards. Yeah. So really, throughout life, I've always really uh, been more of a micro fan. As much as I like consoles, and I've pretty much had every console which has ever came out, so much just keeps drawing me back to having the keyboards, and that's probably nostalgia. Like I said, my first computer was a C64. And probably showed this off before, but I actually own the C64 Maxi, and apparently, if you're in America, these are very hard to get hold of. I'm not sure if that's still a thing, but I actually got mine off of Amazon for my 40th birthday. And of course, this year we've got apparently the A500 Maxi, which is being made by Retro Gaming Limited. So yeah, I've got the mini of that, but it would be nice to see a Maxi. You know what, Michael? Like I say, because I had you're probably older than me. I'm 40, but I knew a couple of people. I went to two primary schools. Two kids in my first primary school had Commodore 64s. In one of them, who I still chat to today, his name's Russell, really nice bloke. He lent me a good few games, and like I say, by the time I was into that, things like Super Nintendo in the Mega Drive was kind of taking over. So all the kids of the 80s with cassette decks, that type of thing, all that was coming to an end. But I at least I seen the last parts of it. Going to shops in from newsagents and buying cassettes. Emerson, yeah. You know what? Those big black floppy disks, they've got a name. So you've got, I think it's 3 1/4 inch, something like that. I should know that, but little bit before my time, but having said that, when I was in my first primary school, we actually had a BBC Micro Model B, which, to be fair, at the time would have been the what 1989, 1990. You know, that was a fairly old computer. I think the Model B by BBC or by Acorn actually released around 81, 82, so it was fairly old. But I suppose back in those days, computers technology, I don't think it was as fast paced as what it is today. There's always been competition. Obviously, Sinclair wanted to deal with the BBC at the time, and Acorn got there first. In fact, if you're interested in Sinclair and Acorn computers, watch Micromen. It's a documentary about Clive Sinclair and Chris Curry of Acorn, who went on to form Acorn Computers. Absolutely amazing, amazing drama, and the Clive Sinclair absolutely nailed it. This is, I'm pretty sure it's actually on YouTube, the full thing. Yes, it's hour and 24 minutes long, and it is absolutely superb. There's a particular scene in it where Clive Sinclair is getting angry that people are treating his 48K or 16K as a game system. And at one point he goes, Jet Set fucking Willie. Just absolute classic, really classic. Watched it at the time, and surprisingly, from 2009, I remember watching that at the time. I was really hyped about watching that. So, yeah, going back to Emerson, that actually sounds familiar. I've I know that name from somewhere. Let me just check it out. Emerson computer. Emerson. Oh, was it some sort of IBM sort of Windows variant type computer then? By the seems of it, possibly. I mean, if you're referring to the era of the 80s in Britain, probably in America too, we had so many microcomputers. They were coming out and they were failing. Like I said, we had the Tangerine Auric, which actually moved on to ownership of the French in the end. We had the Dragon 32, the Welsh computer. We had the Enterprise 64, which is unheard of nowadays. Of course, there was the Sam Coupe, which is very close to ZX Spectrum from what I've seen of it. So, Jimmy, that's okay. No problem. I gotta say, if you just subscribe to the channel and you've literally just come across my videos, hello there. I can't pronounce your name, but I'm gonna say hello. And I know that you love heart most of my videos, but I don't speak Arabic. I'm really sorry. Um, what was I saying? So yeah, if you Jimmy, this is for you. If you just joined my channel, um, I started doing retrobat videos probably over a year ago, and I very rarely upload retrobat guides these days because I've covered retrobat endlessly. So I've got entire playlists. I've got two separate playlists for retrobat. I've got the main setup guides, and I've also got retrobat help guides, which is very useful for particular technical things. So let's take a look. Da, 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 da. Emerson Echo 2. Let's check that out. I'm interested. Echo 2. Yeah. Um, Kind of reminds me of a computer called RM Nimbus. Early 90s, you had lots of these PC compatible type computers, and I always remember from secondary school I went to RM Nimbus computer. Blingo, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I was just actually saying about retrobat videos. It's very rare nowadays I upload any retrobat. I mean, a good few months ago, it got to the point where people were literally thinking I was strictly a retrobat channel. And it's like, no, I'm a general emulation channel. I pretty much cover everything, including the PlayStation 4, which I did the other day. So there you go. So it got to the point where people were literally Daley Thompson documentary. Oh, so someone else actually remembers RM Nimbus. I'm not the only one then. The RM Nimbus, I'm pretty sure the logo was kind of blue and red. I could be wrong. Every now and again, I check how much they go for on eBay, and they're very rare machines to find, but yeah, very similar to what you just showed me with that Emerson. So obviously, I suppose a lot of computers of that era looked very similar, but this one just here was PC 186, very slow. So I'm gonna do it again, but what I'm gonna do is bear with me. Daley Thompson. Was it Daley Thompson? Trying to think. No, I'm thinking of Linford Christie. Athlete in the 80s. He was known for amphetamines. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Linford, not Daley Thompson. Who knows? Who knows? DOSBox launcher. Yeah, if anyone here actually talk about DOSBox, someone commented on a video of mine earlier on. If anyone here is seriously looking for a really, really, really awesome DOS gaming setup, check out Exodos. If you're interested with every single DOS game, you seriously need to check this video out, and it's incredible. I'm just gonna say it's around 700 gigabyte, around that I think it was. But good God, if you're a DOS gaming fan, this is the way to go. Okay, where was I? Okay, so I do this every now and again, but if anyone wants to donate to the channel, please support me through PayPal. That's why I pin it in my videos. Yeah, so if anyone wants to donate, say thanks for what I do and spur me on, cheer me on to create more content. He got disqualified. Yeah, you see, that's a bit before my time, and I get very annoyed that I missed the 80s. I was born 1983, but to be fair, probably the 80s. I got memories of it, but it kind of blurs into the early 90s. I remember when The Only Way Is Up came out with Yaz, the group Yaz, which of course a late 80s song, but I missed a lot. I missed, in fact, my favorite decade. I loved the 80s. I loved the music. I loved the style, the fashion, the films, everything. And it's just sad I grew up knowing the 90s, which, yeah, not a big fan of the 90s, not particularly. Although, having said that, at least the films in the 90s and the music to some extent was, well, a lot better than what we got today. So, you know what, people? I think I'm going to call it a night. I was actually going to shoot off just a minute ago, but I'm pretty tired of it. I had a pretty busy day today doing this and that. So, yeah, I've left a couple more links in there. We got Exodos, which is a superb DOS package. And if you've missed the last couple of days' videos I've uploaded, we got Doom ray tracing video, which I did original 1993 Doom. Trust me, the original 1993 Doom game is phenomenal with ray tracing. Check out the video for that one. I also did a fairly quick setup guide for setting up PlayStation 3 emulator RPCS3. Um, yeah, and of course, I've done Outrun, which is by far a couple of the most popular videos I've done. So yeah, check those out. Anyways, I'm gonna be off. So until next time, stay retro.